how do you rank yourself right now, and what do you feel you need to do better? Do you
I
need to
still don't
play
know,
more?
but
Do
I
you
need
need
to
to
play at least. I mean,
you need to
that's the
play more?
thing.
Yeah, is that the thing that you feel you're missing the most right now?
Yeah, probably. No, say now I don't even know. I mean, also as a kids, they play like completely different kind of chess generally, and to sort of like feel their strength, you have to play them really. Say with Arjun, I remember like I played a game. I mean, we played this round like strange round robin in China at the beginning of the year. I mean, again, like Anish was there, like Arjun was there. Okay, I beat Anish. I was completely winning against Arjun, like sort of outplayed him, but then he managed to survive. Like, not that I blundered, actually, he simply defended very well and survived. Still, I was not like too impressed. I kind of understand that this is part of the strategy. He will always find all the best moves, like in order to avoid the like direct kill. Still, I mean, it didn't feel to me that like something really changed or things are bad for me. But then again, they go play their like whatever Grand Tour. I go play some candidate masters in Sochi and so on. So yeah, I'll probably, like, I thought about it for quite some time. I'll probably give a shot to trying this like FIDE circuit, just in order to like not even. I mean, of course, I want to qualify, but it kind of makes sense to simply play like a lot of strong tournaments, because like I used to have this sort of issue that you're stuck in Russia. I mean, obviously with COVID and then later on war, you're not exactly the happiest person in the world. And then, I mean, you have to choose between, you can sort of go to Sochi for something like $10,000. You play like 5 games against like the average rating of 2,400. Or you can, let's say, go, like, this is actually the real recent example, or you can go to Qatar Masters with like nothing guaranteed, and it can go anywhere. And yeah, I mean, as I've been depressed for quite some time, I would normally stick with my safe Sochi approach. Yeah, but next year, I don't know. I finally started to feel it that, like, emotionally, I'm kind of ready to play. It feels to me now, and I'm interested at like what's gonna happen. I mean, if I go play those like opens and they crush me, I mean, okay, fine. At least I tried, but I'll at least know. Because for now it's very mysterious. You basically like only play weak players, and you come to this like World Rapid and Blitz. You normally do like pretty well. Then you go back. Then you play like one like mid super tournament a year. You normally like play decent chess. Nothing really happens, and then the next year comes.
So it feels you
So
don't
this
have
has
a lot of
been,
feedback to understand your level.
yeah.
Mm.
No, I mean, basically, if you look at my career, I can actually sort of retell it shortly the way I see it. Like, I was basically improving. Then 2018, I think I got to 2700. I helped Magnus and I won this World Rapid. Then 2019 was by far the most interesting year. I was invited to the Grand Prix Syria. I played, I think, one Rapid and Blitz stage of Grand Tour. I played some close, very strong closed event in Israel. There was a round robin, something else. I mean, I played a lot. It didn't go too well. Like, it didn't go too bad. Say, like in Grand Prix, I think I finished exactly on 50%. Like, my first stage, I think I beat Anish in Classicals, and I lost a tiebreak against Hikaru. Then the second stage, I lost, I think, against Shah in Classical. And the third stage, I beat, I think, Rajabov on a tiebreak, Svidler on a tiebreak, and then I lost against Dudo on a tiebreak. So this
I
is like
remember
exactly
watching this game, this match against Rajabov, because it
yeah. I
ended
was.
like completely
I
crazy
mean, I
match.
could have lost every single game of it. I know.
Yeah, we were watching this, like, I think it was during this Bucharest Rapid Blitz event. You played the one in
Yeah.
Paris previously, and then we were watching this because it was very relevant. Of course, the Grand Prix was direct qualification to candidates, and as we know, Jan was the one who was qualifying to candidates and even to the match later. But you had this absolutely crazy match against Rajabov. It was like back and forth, and almost always going to like final seconds each game. So we were
Yeah,
watching
but
with
it
interest.
wasn't. No, I mean, it wasn't back and forth. I think I was like lost for like 4 games straight. Then I won one game at Bliss, and it was over. Sort of. But I could have lost like four out of four. Like, I was never better even. I was lost every single game, but never better. But it has to be said, I mean, I couldn't really play this tiebreak, but there was a reason for it, yeah, because I think my daughter was born exactly the night before the tiebreak. So I made a short draw and we went to celebrate. So of course I was not too sort of, I mean, still managed to win it somehow. But still, I mean, so yeah, you have this result. So how do you sort of evaluate it? I don't know. I mean, it's not too bad. The pairing was obviously not ideal. Like I didn't get to play Navara or Hare Krishna with all the respect. I mean, to both. The pairing was obviously tough. I mean, you finish exactly on 50%. I don't know. But this was a year. Then 2020, suddenly we had COVID. I was invited to this Magnus Tour, starting from the second tournament, which I actually managed to win, like from the first try. I mean, I won. Then I think the next one, I kind of played well, beat Magnus again. Something stupid happened. Like I think I was like on +2 in a group stage with 2 games to go, and someone told me that like I guaranteed the qualification. And then with Magnus, against Magnus, I actually decided to gamble in an equal position, being like completely sure my tiebreak is the best, and there is no mathematical chance of like not getting to the knockout. So I thought, let's try to beat him out. And then of course I lost. Then I have black against Hikaru, and then that someone told me that actually, if you lose, you don't make it. And of course I lost, and we shared, I think, second, third, fourth, and I was fourth. All right, whatever. Then we played this grand final, which is the first thing that I found sort of like the general quality of play I found like a little bit suspicious. Then we played the second season of Magnus Tour, where I think like generally my suspicions increased. It's not that I even like accuse someone, but I think it's kind of fair. I mean, I don't have to go to court for saying it sort of became very hard for me to trust like everybody 100%. And then once you lose this feeling, it kind of sort of becomes absurd to play online, especially. I mean, it's a bit absurd to sort of look for the ideas for like online rapid games when you think it's not unreal that someone might cheat. So I played that year. It was like less impressive. Still, I think I won a match against Magnus. I mean, I played like reasonably well events. Then I texted them that if they keep it this way, I'll probably skip the next season.
What do you mean this way? Like inviting certain players, or like without cameras? Like what did you want improved?
I sort of like asked them to increase the anti-cheating measures generally, and I like specified one name that I thought is just like I was not the only one, And
I think maybe we even have the same name in mind. It's of course very possible.
No, I mean, if you don't lose a game for a year, of course, I mean, you always make the list.
But I also skipped this, and even before, I mean, I played, I think, like 1 or 2 of the events, but overall kind of skipped it, and this was also one of the reasons. Not that I was like had any certainties, but just
me
that
neither. But it's just, I mean, it's
your
hard
mind, you don't want to play.
Yeah,
it just messes up your chess, and it even messed up my over the board chess. So I even wish I didn't play this one event that I did, or even I wish that I hadn't even looked at the games, because when you start to look and get all these ideas in your head, maybe even some are incorrect. Like I'm sure that I also went a bit overboard sometimes with my thoughts, but it completely messes your chess up.
Doesn't help. Yeah, I mean, no, exactly. Like we could be wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not 100% sure. But the problem is that like not being 100% sure is already enough not to show your best. And actually, like for me, it's already enough not to be even like capable of showing like, I don't know, 85% of your best. Yeah, anyways, this was it. And then yeah, then the next year chess was sort of back. I was invited to the Grand Prix again. There were 2 stages. Like we had this system that I find a little bit weird with group stages. Like we would play double round robin. Like each group was 4 people, 1 person qualifies. Then again, I played 2 stages. Like the first one, again, I finished my like 50%. Yes, I didn't win, but it's kind of hard. I mean, it's you only get to play 6 rounds. Yeah, and the second one, I mean, both times we played in Berlin. I think it was like literally like a couple of weeks after the war started. And then you live in the very center of like Berlin, like literally 100 meters away from the Russian embassy. And you can sort of like from your balcony, you can see the Russian flag being like burned out, like literally under my balcony actually, because they used to have this like parades and stuff. And I mean, of course, it's kind of hard to play then. It's, yeah, I did not care too much, really, I have to say. And then this was it, sort of. Then yeah, also I think my first stage was right after we played this Wike, where I think we actually got to play a game in this for Lopez. But this is like exactly the Wike when they sort of like tricked us a little with the COVID. Yeah, then like I was infected, then I wasn't, but then I was finally.
Yeah,
and,
I was also. I
yeah.
remember that you had to withdraw a few rounds before the end, or maybe even only one round before the end. But
no, many rounds before then.
it was many rounds. Yeah, we played the
I
game.
think it was like literally middle of the tournament, like 5 years maybe to go. 5 years, 5 rounds to go.
Yeah, we played this like anti-martial, which was kind of, I mean, it was semi-interesting, but not very eventful in the end.
Yeah.
And then I was also thinking, like, how are you going to be able to play Grand Prix, which is starting more or less immediately after, if now you have this kind of like quarantine or whatever you're forced to go through. And also my coach there, Chuchulov, was also tested positive. So like each day I'm going through this kind of circus of tests, like 3 tests every day. And I
it
was
was
like,
very,
yeah,
very
is this
special.
really worth it, to play some chess?
But I remember it was actually hysterical because I got to know their sort of routine with the COVID and quarantine. And it was actually fantastic. They told me that, yeah, your quarantine sort of goes for like, say, I think it was like 8 days or something. But let's say 8. And then if it's 8, I actually don't make the Grand Prix. Which is what I said. And they said, look, but you can actually count days from like the first day when you felt the symptoms, not from the first negative test. And I was like, yeah, look, I lost this game against Grandelius, it's very symptomatic, right? And then I sort of make it.
Yeah, it's the math during COVID was quite crazy. Yeah, everything was quite crazy. But
yeah, I actually still think like even this like whole story with Anish. I mean, I know people for some reason.
Which story with
like
Anish?
People? No, I mean when I like as I say, I refuse to play Anish or something. I mean, I know people for some reason like to say that I'm insane or something, yeah, but I still think it's kind of like it was not absurd on my side. So the way I look at it, it was that someone from my team got infected. So I had to play Anish the very next day. Then obviously, like we are 3. That person like went to quarantine immediately. So we obviously understand it's like very likely that both of the remaining 2 are infected as well, right? Kind of makes sense, as we would spend a lot of time together. Then the organizers came to me and they said, look, you will have a test like early in the morning before the game. And then like when you go to the game, we will actually know if you are positive or not. Sure. Then indeed we had to wake up. You probably remember those like early wake ups, yeah, for the test, like 7 a.m. or something.
I mean, I did this once.
Yeah.
We played it in Weigensee, but they said, okay, you have to go to Beverwijk for a test because they have no testing facility in Weigensee, so it's like 30-minute drive, let's say, or maybe 20 minutes. So okay, you wake up at, I mean, you have to leave at 8 o'clock, and then you get your test. You wait there, maybe it takes an hour, hour and a half, whatever it takes, and then you'll make it for your game, more or less. And I was thinking, oh, yeah, of course I'll make it for my game, but I also, this is absurd to do, yeah, before a game.
Yeah, but my case was even more absurd. So we woke up at like whatever it was, like 7 a.m. or something. So we went for the test, both of us. We did it. So then we were back, and then they came. So the game starts at like whatever 3, yeah, normally. They came at 1 p.m. and they said, look, so the result of your test is not going to come before the night. So what we sort of think the right way is you play the game wearing a mask. Which, like, to me, I still find it absurd, because like it's absurd either way. Like, it's either I'm negative, and I remember them actually having this even like written down, and you cannot be forced to wear the mask like during the game. You actually had to wear it while like on your way to the toilet or something.
While walking, yeah.
Yeah. But like it's kind of absurd. Like if I'm negative, then it doesn't make any sense. If I'm positive, then it's like a little bit. I mean, it's absurd. Like even towards Anish, who had to play the same Grand Prix. And obviously, given the situation, it's very likely that I'm positive. And then, I mean, like I'm not a COVID expert, but like wearing one mask for like one long game didn't feel like sort of enough protection to me. And I actually asked them, I said, it's a bit absurd, maybe we can reschedule it. They said no. I said, well, it's like I found it absurd that I was actually trying to sort of protect Anish, who is actually from Netherlands, and they're from Netherlands. I'm like trying to help their champion to sort of remain alive. But they said no. Then I said, all right, I still find it absurd, then I will not play. They said, all right, it's your decision, we'll take this. Like we wanted you to play. It was like your decision and stuff. I was like, sure, do whatever you want. Then I skipped, I think, one game. Then the test actually turned out to be negative. So I was back. I played, I think, 1 or 2 more games. And then I did another one and it was positive. After which they locked me in. And then, this is the funniest part. Then I had to spend like a week there or something like that. Like each morning I would go and do the test. And of course, like all the rest were negative. So like altogether I did like 11. I had 1 positive one and 10 negatives. Which, like, given the law back then, would mean you're still locked in. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, crazy times. And then obviously immediately after the war started, you mentioned it, difficult to play when that happens, difficult to play when your country is involved in that.